This is what selling your soul for money and fame looks like. So Aaron Rodgers, who's really good friends with Pat McAfee, always is on his show throughout the weeks, is apparently not going to appear on the Pat McAfee show anymore after Jimmy Kimmel got his poor little feelings hurt because Rodgers made a seamlessly joke saying that, well, he hopes Kimmel doesn't appear on the Jeffrey Epstein list. And on the behold, Kimmel was not on the Epstein list, but Kimmel was like, well, Aaron Rodgers still accused me of wrongdoing, and I called up the ESPN executives and I want to remove from the show. So Pat McAfee, who I thought had a set of balls, decided to cave in to the ESPN executives, to the outreach and the backlash from the left wing. All the upset, sensitive people say, well, we can no longer have Aaron Rodgers on the show because we have our bosses and Jimmy Kimmel's feelings are hurt. You would think after signing an $85 million deal with ESPN, getting paid $17 million $17 million a year, that you would still have some type of creative control over your show, that you will stand up to your show. But guess what? The minute you sign with the worldwide leader in sports, they own you. You don't own a damn thing. So let's hear what Pat McAfee's statements on what he had to say in regards to Aaron Rodgers no longer appearing on his show once the NFL regular season has ended. Let's take a look.
What we do know is the guy that stopped by yesterday caused quite a conversation.
A little bit, yeah. A little bit.
Now,
per usual.
Not like that.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers Tuesday season 4 is done.
Yeah.
Complete. Good season.
There's going to be a lot of people that are happy with that, myself included, to be honest. With the way it ended, it got real loud. And real loud. I'm happy that is not going to be my mentions going forward, which is great news.
See, it's not going to be my mentions going forward, which is great news. What a shame. And you know, Pat McAfee's the type of guy that says, well, you know, if you come on my show, it's freedom of speech. But it's not really freedom of speech, because if you have executives, if you had other famous people saying, I don't like what this guy had to say about me, it's not freedom of speech. It's only freedom of speech to what they want you to say and hear.
Conversation show. People are having conversations. We live in a country that has freedom of speech, but also you're going to have to deal with the consequences of your freedom of speech. So what I'm saying is...
And Pat McAfee, you had to deal with the consequences. And so for you not to further get your ass bitten and to not lose your precious luxury $85 million deal to ESPN, you're going to cave in to the demands that the top executives had over your precious show. See, if you were still on FanDuel, if you completely owned your rights like you did before to your own show that you created, you don't have to deal with this nonsense. Aaron Rodgers said some pretty other wild things to the people's eye while he was going on the show on a week-to-week basis. But now all of a sudden, you know, it reached a breaking point to say, oh my God, he made a joke accusation about Jimmy Kimmel. We have to cut ties with him. He can no longer be on the show. Coincidence? I don't think so.
We've given a lot of people who've been waiting for us to fail a lot of ammo and things to attack us for over the last week. And we would love to get back to the point where we just move on and continue to silence all the haters over here who can't negotiate as good as I can. All the people over here who can't create a show.
I don't want to say you can't negotiate as good as you can. Yeah, you got the money, but you also sold your soul. You don't have your rights to your show like you did before. So at what cost did your negotiation come from? $85 million, okay, after taxes, probably about $60 million, so still a lot of money. But at what cost did it come from? You no longer have 100% complete creative control over your show. You made this decision because the top executive, the bosses at ESPN, came down on you because they don't like Aaron Rodgers coming out and speaking his truth and attacking the nonsense bullshit propaganda that has been bestowed on the people. Okay, they don't like the fact that Aaron Rodgers is against the vaccine. They don't like the fact that Aaron Rodgers did not take the vaccine. They don't like the fact that everybody else was forced to by Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and all those evil ass fucked up corporations to take a jab that they did not need. The fact that Aaron Rodgers, who has a platform, who is an NFL player, who has a following, the fact that he's coming out and attacking these agendas pisses people off because it goes against the grain. It's costing Pfizer money. It costs Moderna money. It costs Johnson & Johnson money. They expose themselves. They don't like the fact that when you speak the truth, they want you to be dumb with them. money changes a lot of people, and it's sad that that's the day and age that we live in.
As good as us, and all the people up here who are just gonna always be here, and they're gonna hustle and do their thing, which I respect, but we need to do that, and that is our focus, that is our goal. And Aaron Rodgers is a Hall of Famer. He's a 4-time MVP. He's a massive piece of the NFL story. Whenever you go back and tell it, he will be a huge part of it. We are very lucky to get a chance to chat with him and learn from him. Some of his thoughts and opinions, though, do piss off a lot of people. And I'm pumped that is no longer going to be every single Wednesday of my life, which it has been for the last few weeks. On Friday, obviously, I threw us into the fire as well. Forever stand by that. Everything else, though, just can't do that, and not what we want to be known for. And I'm also pumped that I don't have to do these types of talks anymore. So with that being said, sports are alive right now.
Yep. And it's a shame because, Jimmy Kimmel, he can dish out the jokes, but he can't take it. What a sorry ass bitch. Okay, Jimmy Kimmel decided to go on his Twitter account, continued to troll and make fun of Aaron Rodgers, threatening to sue him, and I've once deleted the tweet because I can no longer find the tweet on his Twitter, continued to make fun of Aaron Rodgers, even making this post saying my thoughts on quarterback Aaron Rodgers, even to say the fact that, Rodgers wasn't smart, he had to go to a community college, the only A's that Aaron Rodgers had on his report card was the double A's in his name, and that all of a sudden the fact that he thought that he's an immunologist, that he's smarter than everybody, a whole bunch of nonsense. Y'all could take a look at the video right here.
A guy who went to community college, then got into Cal on a football scholarship and didn't graduate, someone who never spent a minute studying the human body, is an expert in the field of immunology. He just put on a magic helmet, and that G made him a genius. Aaron got 2 A's on his report card. They were both in the word Aaron, okay?
Okay, so it's funny how these clowns, these so-called comedians, can dish out the jokes, but they can never take them. What a sensitive ass, destructive, fucked up clown world that we live in, where literally the higher ups have your balls in a vice grip. Let me know what you guys think about Pat McAfee no longer allowing Aaron Rodgers on the show. Shit, Aaron Rodgers has a bigger following than Pat McAfee. If he could start his own show and spew whatever he wants to on his own platform, he has more money than Pat McAfee to do it. So I think that's the route he should take once he retires, or probably do it sometime on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whenever he has the off day, because it's about time that we have somebody that's in a position to expose the nonsense bullshit that's been going on in recent years. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you agree, disagree? Leave your comments down below. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you guys on the flip side. Deuces.